If you can do it, then you do it. If you do it, it's a verb. A verb is a word, it's an action word. If you can do it, then you do it. If you do it, it's a verb. Listen up close, here's what we'll do. I'll say a verb and you say it too. Now when we're playing, when you say it, I want you to do it too. All right, now everybody, get ready. The first verb we're gonna do is clap. Here we go. Clap, 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 clap. A verb is a word, it's an action word. If you can do it, then you do it. If you do it, it's a verb.
Hi guys, I love that song. It talks about verbs. Today we're going to talk about verbs. Verbs are words that show action. And these animals, they're so lucky. They're getting to do my favorite action, which is swim. I love to swim. And the weather outside is almost warm enough to swim. So I'm gonna share my screen with you again. We're gonna look at some verbs, some action words. Okay, so I made this activity for us to look at today so that we could see some action words. So I have a big picture here that shows us what we're going to search for and say. So we're gonna look at what the person is doing. A verb is an action. It's something that you do. So we're going to look at what the person in the picture is doing. And then we're going to talk a little bit about that word and how the word can be changed in a sentence. So for example, behind me, you see the turtle. He is swimming. And so right now we could say he is swimming or it is swimming. But the action by itself is called swim. And when you change it to a past tense verb where it already happened, you would kind of make the word weird. Instead of using what we usually call a past tense word ending of ed, you would say swam, it swam. So verbs can be tricky. Some of them are kind of rule breakers. They don't want to follow along. We're going to look at this one in the picture and see if it follows the rules or breaks them. Paint is the word, that is the verb. So we're going to see if we can find it on our little bingo dauber page here, and then we're going to put a little splash of color. So the picture for paint is somewhere. Let me see if I can zoom in. Here it is. We found it. We're going to put a little bingo splash on it. Here's the picture. Paint. He is painting. Right now, he is painting. Yesterday, he, how are we going to change that word? How are we going to make it fit for the sentence with yesterday? So we're going to say painted, the ed, painted. So sometimes the ed can sound like id, like painted. Sometimes it can sound like just the d, and sometimes it's sneaky and it switches places and sounds like a t. It all depends on the last letters and sounds at the end of each word that's a verb. Let's look at our next verb. Drive. You guys are not old enough to drive yet, but this person is driving. Right now, he is driving. Let's see if we can find it on our bingo dauber page. Oh, there it is. I'm going to put a little splash of color on our bingo page. Drive. So we would say right now, he is driving. That makes it present tense. It's happening right now. So we take that word that's an action word, a verb is an action word, and we put an ing. That makes it happen right now. He is driving. Yesterday, he drive-id? No, that's not it. That sounds funny. So this is one of those rule breakers. He is driving, so drive, driving. How else could we change it? It's kind of like this turtle. It's got a little strange change up. So we would say he drove. Yesterday, he drove the car. So let's look for another one. Let's try this one more time. This is something you can practice at home. You can find action words all around you, things that you're doing at home, things that your family members are doing, like cooking and cleaning and driving sometimes. While you're at home, you'll be able to find things. Talk a little bit about those sometimes when we look at nouns or objects. But in this lesson, we're focused on those action words we call verbs. This is a fun one that we can still do even though we're learning from home. We can go outside when it's wet and splash around. We can splash in those puddles and we would say, he is splashing. So to make it happening right now, we're putting the ing, splashing. So we're going to look for it and then we're going to say it. Oh, I think I found it. So we're going to put a little splash of color on splashing. He is splashing. Oh, he already did it, so we would say he splashed. Oh, that's a tricky one. One that changes places with a T. Splashed. Since the end of the word splash is a sh, splash. Sh, 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 sh. It doesn't have a voice on. Sh, sh, no voice. So we're going to use a t sound. Splashed. When we spell it, we still use ed, but it sounds a little bit different. Let's find one more before we close our lesson for today. Here is one where the person is eating. So that's one of those funny words that's a rule breaker. And we're going to try and see if we can figure out what we say. So eat is the word. A verb is a word. It's an action word. We're going to go over and find it first. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, anybody want to help me? Oh, there it is. Okay, eat. So right now, the child is eating. When it's happening right now, we use ing. Happening now, present tense. But one little blip there and it already happened. So we say he eated. No, that sounds wrong. Eat, eat, eat. No, the t, the d, the id, none of those work. So it's a rule breaker and we're going to say he ate. Yesterday, he ate his food. What did you have for a snack today? Did you eat something yummy? You could say, I ate a nice snack because it already happened. All right, so we are going to go back to our screen with our ocean scene with all of the animals that are swimming, and they never stop swimming, so we wouldn't say they swam, but I will see you guys next week, and we will do more activities that focus on your speech sounds or your vocabulary or your grammar skills or good sentences, something like that. So next week, it'll be fun if you can use your good sentences and good grammar to think about words that were action words that you can tell your family about, that you can say that you did this action and then you can make it fit. It's either going to have a t, a d, an id, or it might be a rule breaker. That word might change up completely. So you can talk about it with mom and dad or sisters and brothers, family members, whoever it is that you're spending a lot of time with. Use those good sentences, good vocabulary, and good grammar skills. Until next time, see you later.